Steve Eisman, made famous in the film The Big Short by betting billions against the U.S. housing market prior to the 2008 financial crisis, is now betting against Canada's banks.
Kids, as you know, Aunt Robin grew up in Canada. That meant sometimes she dressed a little differently.
Okay, let's do this.
Sometimes she talked a little differently.
Ted, this hydro bill is bigger than Louis Sir's biceps. What, you leave the carburetor on all night, eh?
She hung out at different bars and enjoyed leisure time a little differently.
Make fun of the Great White North all you want. It's the best country in the world.
Well, I want to start out by saying this is not the Big Short Canada. I don't think the housing market in Canada is going to collapse. I don't think Canada is going to fall into the ocean. What I'm simply calling for is a normalization of credit losses, which Canada hasn't seen in over 20 years. And I think the banks, in terms of their reserves and their balance sheets, are woefully unprepared for that.
Okay.
But, you know, it's not going to be easy, this test. It's not like the Canadian citizenship test.
How do you know the Canadian test is easy?
It's Canada. Question 1, do you want to be Canadian? Question 2, really?
So my view is that at some point this nonsense of negative reserving on stage 1 is going to end, and the loan loss provisions for all the Canadian banks are going to go up considerably.
How many stars are on the flag?
50, one for each state.
What are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution called?
The Bill of Rights. Look, Barney, I know all this. I'm ready.
Ready for the test, maybe. But ready to be an American? Not on your sweet life. For you to be an American, we got to get the Canadian out of you. That's why I've created these questions. Question 1, who is this?
Queen Elizabeth II.
No, the answer is Elton John. Question 2, what the hell is this?
Oh, curling. It's a sport played.
Wrong. The answer we were looking for was, I don't care, it's dumb. Let's go buy something that's bad for us and then sue the people who made it. That's American, Robin.
If they're, in some ways, they're priced for perfection. They're among the most expensive banks on planet Earth on a price to tangible book basis. And they are not nearly as well capitalized as they appear because I think their risk weights are too low.
Attention, Canada. I am Barney from America, and I'm here to fix your backward-ass country. Number 1, get real money. Don't know what board game this came from, but it's a joke.
Now listen, Canada is a very nice country. The people are extremely polite. This is not personal. But, you know, when some of the Canadian executives say, how could you short our banks? It's a 5% dividend yield. I'm like, listen, I'm not here for 5%.
My friend in Canada who got married way too young, they had to do their vows twice, once in French.
They speak French there, too? God, that place is a mess.
Well, look, I think Canada has not had a credit cycle in a few decades. I don't think there's a Canadian bank CEO that knows what a credit cycle really looks like. And so I just think psychologically they're extremely ill-prepared. And given how low the risk weights on their balance sheet are, I think they're unprepared for how much their capital ratios could go down if there's just, again, I can't emphasize it enough, just a simple normalization of credit. Not a calamity, just a simple normalization of credit.
So, see,
You poor thing. To have to grow up in Canada with America right there.
and Steve, then last question. What got you interested in the Canadian banks? And have you been here? Is there anything else that you're seeing as you do your analysis that strikes you?
I like Canada. And again, it's not personal. I got nothing against them.
Canada, you did it again. You even found a way to ruin this. Why? Why do we let you be a country?
Okay.
It's not like I'm picking on Canada just to single them out.
No.